Yeah, hi there. These comments are for ML. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. And you completed the pronunciation post-test in my online TOEFL course. And I'm going to listen to what you said. So basically you're reading 3 specific paragraphs and then you're answering 3 personal experience questions. Based on these responses, I'm going to give you an intelligibility score along with a grade and even some recommended lessons that you can focus on to improve.
When 2 people are talking to each other, they tend to stand a specific distance apart. Each person has an invisible boundary around his or her body into which other people may not come. If someone passes this boundary, he or she will feel...
I want to pronounce that word boundary. Boundary.
Uncomfortable and move away to increase the distance between them. The major exception is family members and other loved ones.
Okay.
This personal distance is not due to body odor or bad breath, but because closeness lends a sense of intimacy that is at odds with the relationship to the other individual.
Okay.
Interestingly, the average person distance varies from culture to culture. Americans tend to require more personal space than in other cultures. Therefore, if you try to get too close to an American during your conversation, he or she will feel that you are in his face and will try to back away. Try to be aware of this, so if the person to whom you are speaking backs away a little, don't try to close the gap.
Now, as you're doing your reading here, there's one area you can probably improve on, and that's thought groups and blending. So let me make a note on that, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about this at the end. All right.
Also, try to avoid physical contact while you are speaking, since this may also lead to discomfort. Touching is a bit too intimate for casual acquaintances. So don't put your arm around his or her shoulder, don't touch his or her face, or hold his or her hand. Shaking hands when you initially meet or part is...
You want to say initially. So when you have the TI in the middle of a word, it's usually an SH sound, so initially.
Acceptable, but this is only momentary.
Okay.
Part P. So my best friend's name is Tung, and the reason why that she's one of the most important person in my life because I used to have a cold and unfriendly face. I didn't talk much at school, and I went along, I had lunch along, and I made friends with books only.
I would say the word alone. You're not clearly pronouncing the O. Alone. Alone.
So, Doon was the first one to ever come to me and had a real talk with me. And eventually, I was moved by her generosity, kindness, sense...
It's a generosity, so put stress on that 3rd syllable. Generosity.
...of humor and many other things. So she
say many other things.
Was the very first one to ever come to me and had a real conversation with me.
Okay.
She confided her stories, her memories, and her feelings to me a lot. So
good vocabulary, confided. That's a great word.
We have been best friends like 8 years so far. So I really respect her and treasure her as much as I do with myself. So,
and good vocabulary, I treasure her as I do myself. Again, another really good, solid verb that you're using there.
I'm not pretty sure that 5 years from now, where I see myself, because it's a really long time ahead, and I just can't say anything in guarantee. But I think I will be doing with my studying in university. Like marketing management.
So maybe instead of saying I will be doing my studying, just say I will be studying marketing management and so on. So you had some unnecessary words in there.
Major. My favorite season of the year is surely summer because I can have a long period of break.
Okay.
I also like hot weather because I can go to the swim.
Now, instead of saying a long period of a break, you can just say, I can have a long break. That's a more concise way to say that idea, and you have exactly the same meaning.
And do a lot of fun stuff there. I can also travel to a lot of places that I want and do whatever thing that I like because I have a lot of time for the break. And since now that I'm in America, I have another reason to love summer because I can go back to Vietnam and visit my family and friends.
Okay. Sounds like fun. All right, so overall, I think you're moving in the right direction. You have very clear, easy to understand speech. You have a fairly natural sounding tone. Okay, so let's go over to the website. Actually, let me give you an intelligibility score here, and then I'll recommend some lessons. I think you're in pretty good shape here. Your intelligibility right now, I'm going to put you at 4.3 out of 7. So I think it's easy to understand what you're saying. You have some minor difficulties. So go to the pronunciation section of my course right now, and let's take a look at a few things. Okay, here we are. So I think lesson number 7, you remember the word alone? I think you can focus on that O. So review pronunciation lesson number 7. Also review pronunciation lesson number 13, particularly the SH sound. I'd like you to take a look also at pronunciation lesson number 24, the TH. I think you can review that. Now in the second half of the pronunciation section of my course, I think the main thing here is thought groups and blending, lessons 41 through 44. You can make some improvements in that area as well. All right, so I gave you 4.3. So for the purposes of our TOEFL class, I'm going to give you 93% on this assignment. All right, thank you.